There has been zero accountability for number 4. And the number 4 in question is Brett Favre. See, there's a new Netflix documentary called The Fall of Favre. Yes, Netflix decided to have their turn in talking about this situation. But with all this media coverage, there's still no accountability. So let's talk about this briefly, y'all. I ain't gonna hold y'all long on this. Y'all know on this platform, we've been talking about it before the national media got on this shit. Okay? So I ain't gonna hold you too long. But I do have some words. But before we get to that, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I am your homeboy first, and this is the realest, most entertaining show in the game. Put it on something again. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that share button. Put all you people on it. Also, follow me across all social media platforms. That is all, y'all, social media platforms. You see it coming across the screen as I speak, and it's listed in the description. If you really support me, that's one of the greatest things you can do for me. Is follow me everywhere, because that'll help me as I go into business negotiations and things like that for deals, So make sure you follow me everywhere. Okay, but let's not waste no goddamn time. Let's get into this, because I'm fucking mad. Okay, like I said, Netflix has taken their turn now in covering the Favre story. Right? Somebody else, what was it, TNT? Somebody else, goddamn it, had done something. Okay, we know national media like First Take and Skip and Shannon, when Shannon Sharp was over there. They had spoken on. I think Pat McAfee had spoken on it, but they were all late to the party. The news like CNN, MSNBC, all that kind of stuff, they were late to the party. Okay, you had Mississippi Today down here really, on top of that shit when it came to the Mississippi welfare scandal. Okay. And for those of y'all who are unaware, I think most of my loyal followers and fans are quite familiar with the situation. But if you're new to the channel, if you're a new real one, Brett Favre, 3-time MVP, Super Bowl winning champion, Pro Football Hall of Famer. The man who made me like the Green Bay Packers. Y'all know, if you follow me, I'm a Packers man now. Started liking them back in them 90s because I loved the enthusiasm that Brett Favre played with. You feel me? Well, that Brett Favre was involved in one of, if not the most corrupt scandal of its kind here in the state of Mississippi. Well, motherfuckers were up here stealing TANF money. Okay? TANF money to go to themselves or their own little pet projects and shit. Now, if you don't know what TANF is, TANF stands for Temporary Assistance for Needy Families. Okay? In plain folks' terms, that shit is welfare. And it's hard to get. Most motherfuckers who really need it are denied. However, this man, amongst others, were using that money for themselves, enriching themselves, and also putting the money towards pet projects, like a volleyball stadium, for instance, at my alma mater, the University of Southern Mississippi. Now, I did not go to Southern Miss because no goddamn Brett Favre, okay? We just so happened to have gone to the same college, okay? And his daughter was playing volleyball down there, and that motherfucker used money from TANF to build that goddamn stadium. Okay, you can watch the documentary. You will see all of that in there. Okay, I'm not going to, relitigate everything spelled out there. Okay. Also, the documentary sheds more light for me on his whole sexual harassment situation, because that's what it was. If you send a picture of your dick to someone who did not ask for you to send them a picture of your dick, if that was unwanted, this person didn't give you the number, this person ain't been flirting with you and all that kind of shit. None of that. These people don't this person does not fucking want you, want nothing to do with you. And you decide, you know what, I'm gonna take a picture of my dick and send it to this motherfucker. That is sexual harassment. Okay? Like I ain't even thinking about that part. Okay? It's like I'm skipping past that, which is a crime, and going to this other crime. But it's because I've been talking about this damn shit down here in Mississippi for so long. You feel me? And I read the text messages. I read the articles from Mississippi Today. Shout out to those journalists again. Okay, that goddamn story led to them getting a Pulitzer. You feel me? So I know so much about that. I did not know as much about the sexual harassment shit. And it seems like the folks don't want to call it that, but that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? I thought, based on the little knowledge that I had of it, that there just was some woman up there working for the New York Jets that maybe Brett, maybe he had a relationship with her from at least a casual relationship, you know what I'm talking about, and maybe, he sent a picture of his dick, and maybe she thought it just went a little too far. Like, I didn't know it was like what it spelled out in the goddamn documentary. That the woman he sent a picture of his dick to, hell, the woman has never met him. Never met him. Yes, he was the quarterback of the Jets at the time, and yes, she was working for the Jets at the time, but they physically had not met. She just so happened to be that same woman. If y'all remember, if you're a college football fan, there was a woman, who went viral and shit, early version of viral, because Brent Musburger, one of the voices of college football, had said something about her during a telecast. Okay? See, I had never put two and two together that this was the same motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? And so Brett Favre kind of ruined that woman's life. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody blamed her. Yeah, she'd been in Playboy before. She must wanted it or something like that. He a married man. Just sending his dick out like that. Now, the folks that were covering him from Green Bay, they're in the documentary. They letting you know they wasn't shocked by that shit here. They wasn't shocked. They knew he was on that type of time. Okay? So, that man got away with that shit. Got away with that. Okay? No accountability. Ain't no telling what else his ass has done and got away with. No accountability. But then you steal from the fucking poor, along with others. I don't want to forget that. Along with others, because this is something that really pissed me off at the end of the goddamn documentary. Okay? It says 7 people have been charged by federal prosecutors. 6 have pleaded guilty, including Prepicus founder Jake Van Lindingham. Okay? Now, let me pause real quick. Prepicus was his company that Favre had largely invested in, basically try to treat concussions. Either treat concussions or prevent them. One of the two. I can't remember that part. Okay. And so them motherfuckers not only used some welfare money for the goddamn volleyball stadium in Southern Miss. They use welfare money also to help fund his damn company. You know what I'm saying? So that's what they're referring to with this Jake Van Landingham cat. This what pissed me off. 6 have pleaded guilty. Okay. This shit says nobody has served prison time. You fucking hear me? Unless the documentary got this shit wrong, this shit says nobody has served prison time. You understand me? Now I'm gonna double check and I'll get back to y'all if need be. You feel me? But that's what they're reporting. Okay. Now see, I am so confused by this because I do remember that some of the major players in this, outside of Favre, of course, they pleaded guilty and all this shit. Some of them went to snitching and shit. Also outside of our former governor, Phil Bryant. But so outside of them motherfuckers right there, okay, the rich white men with Favre with his fame and notoriety, Phil Bryant with his power and the prestige of being a Mississippi governor, you know what I'm talking about? You know, they ain't got, but these other motherfuckers, they pleaded guilty. And it says, excuse me, nobody has served prison time. This shit is disgusting, man. This shit is fucking disgusting. And then, for it to be reported that Brett Favre says the Netflix documentary was done because he's a Trump supporter. Not only is this motherfucker not being held accountable, he still does not have any sense of shame, any sense of personal responsibility for what the fuck he did. Watch the documentary. Fuck the documentary. Go read the text. I read them. The documentary kind of talk about a handful of, go read all of them. It's crystal clear that this man was in on this shit. He just didn't want to get caught. But he talking about these folks picking on him, I guess, because he's a Trump supporter. Maybe you're a Trump supporter because you're the type of motherfucker who would send a dick pic to a woman who didn't want that shit. Maybe you're a Trump supporter because you will steal from the poor to help your own rich ass. Hell, the series is called Untold. This ain't the first time they did a goddamn Untold. Hell, they did one on the Malice in the Palace. Is Steven Jackson a Trump supporter? Is Jermaine O'Neal a Trump supporter? Meta World Peace, then Ron Artest, is he a Trump supporter? Looks like they just, cover controversial shit in the sports world, and to have a first ballot Hall of Fame quarterback, a motherfucker that once held the record for most passing yards and most touchdowns and all that kind of shit, that played for the storied Green Bay Packers, maybe to have a guy like that be somebody who be out here sending a picture of his dick to a woman, sexually harassing her, and then being involved in this god awful welfare scandal in the poorest state in the fucking union. Maybe that's why they did a damn documentary on your ass. Come on, man. But I'm tired of this shit. I'm tired of, well, at first I was pissed that big media wasn't covering it, okay? But now that big media has covered it, I am fucking tired of just simply the coverage and no accountability, bro. This motherfucker had the audacity to try to sue Shannon Sharp and Pat McAfee motherfucking ass. You know what I'm saying? That's some Trump shit. That is some Trump shit. When you do some fuck shit, somebody say something about you doing some fuck shit, then you sue the people who said something about you doing some fuck shit. That's some Trump shit, that boy. Yeah. You damn right you a Trumper. Hey, I'm surprised he ain't gave your ass a role in the administration yet. He gave your boy Phil Bryant something, didn't he? Some bullshit, man. Bullshit. And I'm sick of it. I want all y'all real ones to realize out there now. There's plenty of examples out here of how shit ain't sweet. Okay? Shit ain't sweet. Maybe y'all don't pay attention as much as I do. Okay? To politics and the news and shit like that. Shit ain't sweet. And here's another example. Another example. And I'll leave y'all with this. They had a real subtle, real slick example of what I'm talking about up in that bitch. Okay. Of how there are different rules for different people. Okay. They had another rich, famous quarterback featured in the documentary. Michael Vick. They didn't really go there. They didn't say, hey, we got Michael Vick here who went to jail for dog fighting, okay? And let's contrast that against this white, rich, famous quarterback who ain't went to jail for none of the shit he did. They didn't say it, but if your ass got some sense, you know that's why Michael Vick was in that goddamn thing. You knew it. Now, somebody gonna say, come on now. You know, we talking about Michael Vick kill dogs. He killed dogs. You feel me? Brett Favre can't kill nothing. He ain't kill no. Stealing from the poor. Stealing from human beings. Okay? I know some of y'all love your dogs, okay? And I am not down with, I've never fought dogs before in my life. You know what I'm talking about? Cats used to dog fight in my hood. I didn't go to the dog fight. You know what I'm talking about? I ain't one of them ones. Okay, my daughter wants us to get a dog. I'm not opposed to pets or anything like that. Okay. But some of you motherfuckers care about these dogs more than y'all care about human beings. You sure do. So the fact that this motherfucker stole from human beings, stole money that was allocated to help the poorest human beings in the poorest state in the union, that should matter. And he should be held accountable for that. But as I've stated many times, it must be great to have the complexion for that connection that gives you that protection. And Brett Favre, documentary or not, he damn sure got that. Put it on something.